Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Salami. Today we're talking PSP. I know, not Steam Deck, PSP. I've gone back in time and I'm loving every minute of it. And so this video is me doing a few jobs to my PSP. One is installing an IPS screen, and along with I'm going to do some modding, and I got a new battery and buttons and all this thing. So originally I bought a whole new case for my PSP. I was going to move it over into the new case. Unfortunately, I did that, and I really don't like the case. The quality of it is just rubbish from AliExpress. I'm really disappointed because I've seen a lot of other videos on YouTube of people recasing their PSPs, and the cases look really good. I got mine in, and I'm not impressed at all. So I spent a good 2.5 hours transferring my PSP over to a new case. Did not like it. So that video, that's going to be in here. And then I decided, you know what, I'm not going to bother installing this IPS screen in this ugly case. I'm just going to use my other PSP I've got here and put it into that. And so that's what you're seeing here is my second PSP with the new IPS screen and a new analog stick, because all the analog sticks in all three of my PSPs I own were all wonky and no good. And I also got a new battery and stuff like that. So you're going to see that later on in the video. But you might be wondering why is this here? Why are we doing this? Simply because I want to, and I'm having a bit of a midlife crisis in terms of gaming. I'm just missing the simpler days. I was a wee college kid. I had a PSP and I had a handful of games for it. And I think these were like some of the greatest times of my life. And so it's half nostalgia and it's half realizing that we've lost something on the way in the pursuit of fidelity and graphics and all that kind of things, all that kind of stuff. As you can see here, this is not Ratchet and Clank. This is Clank Secret Agent. I don't think many people really regard this very highly. I'm enjoying it. I just started. I think it plays fine. This is off of UMD, by the way. This is I haven't modded the PSP correctly yet, so I may do another video recording my modding of the PSP. But yeah, there's just something about going back in time and enjoying games of a simpler era. And so I've started to collect PSP games. So you may see some PSP content mixed in with my Steam Deck stuff. So hopefully you enjoy that, and let's jump into me recasing a PSP that I ultimately am not going to leave in its current state. So here's some of the stuff that I ordered. I did a big AliExpress order, and I got a ton of random stuff for PSP in 2025. And so one thing I got was a micro USB to USB-C, and this was just for transferring files and folders and games from my PC over to my PSP, as I don't have a SD card reader, which is probably something I'm going to need. It'll just make it a little bit faster. I also got a set of tools just to make my life easier. While I do have screwdrivers and stuff, I was like, I'll just get a set. It was like $7. That is my replacement PSP analog stick. And it also came with the white part that I asked for, because I was going to do an all white PSP. And as you'll see, we get kind of close, but it's just not quite good enough in my personal opinion. What have we got in this bag here? We've got, what have we got next here? So in here is a glass screen. So with the third-party PSP cases that you get from AliExpress, the plastic perspex that's on the inside is just held in there a little bit by glue. My goal was to remove it and put in a glass perspex, which will be much nicer. I'm going to hold on to this for now. You can't use this in a standard PSP 1000 case because it's all one piece. So it's kind of, haven't got a real use for that glass at the moment, but you never know, it may come in handy in some point in the future. As you can see here, I got a big 3600 milliamp battery. So you're going to get like 5-6 hours out of that. One thing coming from Steam Deck and other big handhelds going back to PSP is your battery life goes for miles, especially when you're using it off the SD card and not off the UMD. So what we've got here, this is the replacement IPS screen, which is one of the best ones. If you're going to get yourself one, I would personally get this one, or make sure you find one that has the ribbon cable correct off the get-go without having to plug in an adapter for the ribbon cable, because it just adds more work that you don't need. So my recommendation is have a look at that. This is the case that I got. In this video, when looking back at it, it actually looks pretty cool. Like, the buttons look fine and all that. Again, like, it looks okay. It doesn't look bad. But the plastic is just so flimsy in comparison to the official PSP from Sony. I realized it wasn't going to be perfect getting it from AliExpress, but I didn't realize how rubbish it was going to be. And I don't know whether I show it here, but there is where the USB stick goes. That rubber is all broken and ranky looking. It's not quite, I was expecting white. We've got a yellowed white here. It's just, I just wasn't happy with it. I love the big high quality stickers that they put on there, because I was expecting high quality, and it's not high quality at all. Very disappointing. What else have we got? So we start cracking open our PSP here with our little screwdriver, opening it up. It's all pretty straightforward. You've got 2 screws on this side and then another 3 in the battery compartment, and you just slowly make your way through. Me in a rush, I'm trying to open it and then realize I'm literally looking at a screw because I'm an idiot. As you can see, this case is pretty rough and broken in places, and so a replacement makes sense. Maybe I'll try again and order another one off AliExpress and hope for better. Maybe I'll try a crystal clear one, because those clear ones that I've seen other people using seem to all look pretty great. And then it just splits open after you do those screws. It's pretty straightforward. Pops out. I love how the analog stick's part of the front case and not part of the machine itself. And with that, we've now cracked open our PSP, and we can start to get to work on breaking it down into pieces. I think if you've got some kind of skill, you should be fine to do this. Like I say, I watched a YouTube guide on breaking a PSP down correctly, and then after that, I was pretty much away laughing. It only goes in one way. Wow, I say that. And this is the final result. As you can see, it looks okay-ish. But this is what I was talking about, this here. This just looks very poor. I just don't like this. The D-pad here, it works fine. It's got this weird gap here I don't like. On this side, the buttons are fine. The X is a little bit depressed. It feels it is. Oh, as you can see, the UMD thing doesn't fit properly, but it fits at the top. The open button, it does work, but it doesn't close correctly. So you've got to jiggle it closed, which is not ideal. And then it doesn't stay closed. Yeah, so I'm just not happy with the final result of this, and so that's why we're going to go back to our original case. This was 2.5 hours. I learned a lot, but I'm just not happy with it. It does work. I just don't have a battery. I only bought one battery, and I can't be bothered plugging in the power for it. But it does work just fine. But yeah, so I'm gonna call it quits there on this device and put it back into its original case where it was okay. I'm a bit gutted I can't use the glass screen, because the glass cover is quite nice, and that was one thing that came from AliExpress that I actually am quite impressed with. yeah, like the analog stick that came from AliExpress was awesome. So just a pitfall if you're gonna do what I did, just you may want to order 2 or 3 different cases. I have a feeling they all come from the same place anyway, but this is not high quality in my opinion. Yeah, it's okay. I mean, if you have no choice, it will be fine. As the door opens again. Yeah, that's not great, eh? Again, I may have done something wrong here because this door does just not fit properly. And so I don't know what's gone wrong there. But something has gone wrong there and I can't figure out what it is. But it doesn't matter because it's going to go back into its original case, and I may hold on to this, I may not, I may try again, I don't know. And I had to file down some bits to make it all fit. It just wasn't great. Here at the end, I've put some side-by-side footage from the IPS and the original screen in the PSP. I'm not sure how well that's going to come over in video. It's worth looking at, I guess, if you're worth it. In all honesty though, it's the brightness you're going for and the less ghosting. I can kind of see it in this video here, so hopefully that helps you make that decision on whether or not to buy the IPS screen. And like I say, you do have to solder 2 joints together to make it fit, but it's actually pretty playable even if you didn't get it fixed. But like I say, it's a pretty small job and you can take it to any like phone repair technician, which is what I'm doing, and you'll get a good response. As you can see, my character's moving wonky on the right hand side, which is the old version. I wonder if you've worked that out, because the analog stick's broken and so now it's not. But there you go, that's my deep diving back into PSP. But honest to God, going back and starting to play these games has really brought some joy to me, and I'm probably going to keep playing PSP. I'd like to do like 1 month challenge of PSP only. No Steam Deck, no PC, no PlayStation 5. I think I could do it, to be honest. And I've been looking through the PSP library on games I want to play, and the library is massive on PSP, like unbelievably large with such variety in games. I may even do a couple of unboxes because I ended up being a little bit cheeky and ordering like 15 games of UMDs, even though I'm going to play most of them digitally. Funnily enough, collecting PSP seems pretty reasonable. I mean, if you're going to go for those super obscure JRPGs, of course they're going to cost an arm and a leg, but just like getting general PSP games is actually pretty reasonable. And I think that's another thing is like I do like to collect physical media from time to time. And so I'm going to go get me some more PSP games. That's already started. And I'm going to start jamming it a hell of a lot more. But without further ado, thanks for jumping in. Hopefully you found this a little bit entertaining and a little bit funny and a little bit of a joke, because I'm an idiot. But either way, thanks guys for jumping in. And if you like this video, please give us a like and a sub if you've made it this far. Put chicken crosses the road if you made it to the end of this video. Alright guys, catch you later.